Life is full of problems. My daughter goes to school without wearing her spectacles. Your son goes to school without drinking milk. The fridge that you have repaired starts grunting again. The choices before you are many. I scream at my son, at my daughter. You decide to drink the milk yourself and put on weight. You call up the mechanic and he says, Madam, the fridge will continue working. That's how the noise is. What do you want to do? In all these three cases, what have you done? You have solved a problem, you have ignored a situation, or you have lost your temper. This is a typical reaction in a stressful situation. Losing temper, calling names, or solving your own problem is beneficial in the short run. But in the long run, it turns out to be negative. Resentment and anger builds up. You do not like to be treated the way you have. You feel cheated. Then what's the answer, Toastmasters? The answer is asserting yourself effectively. Right attitude and verbal skills go a long way in doing that. The first step towards asserting is to recognize the problem you're facing is your own. My daughter feels it's not cool to wear spectacles to school, so she purposefully misses the spectacles and goes. She has no problem, I have a problem. His son hates milk, so he intentionally skips milk and goes to school. He has no problem, you have a problem. The repairman doesn't want to come back to your house, so he gives lame excuses. He has no problem, you have a problem. In all the cases, you have the problem, you had the trouble. So why are you blaming others for this problem of yours? You can be judgmental, you can attack, or you can blame others. Is that going to solve your problem? No, Toastmasters. How do you go about doing that? Share your concern and problem with the other person. Explain the issue to them and seek the help to solve the problem. Now, how do we go about doing that? It's a simple 4-method approach. I will give you a little example. You are working in the software company. You have a deadline of 2 o'clock in the afternoon. Your co-worker who is doing the project with you is chewing her gum very loudly. He's absolutely disturbing you. So what do? You state the problem to her. Tell her that the chewing gum, the gum that she's chewing is disturbing you. Tell your feelings. The feeling is, if I do not give the project on time, my boss is going to get angry with me. Specify a solution. Ask her to move to the next table. Ask her to stop chewing her gum at least for 2 hours. Describe the consequences. The consequence may be she may lose a job, he may lose his job, or it may, what you call it, both of them as co-workers may have a fall down in result. Tips how to go upward. Speak up. Now, being assertive doesn't mean being rude. Being assertive means being firm, being direct, and telling them. I know some people who have a problem who do not like to state it, but telling them indirectly. This person wants to get the hang of it. State the problem to the person directly. Be direct. Be pleasant. Always, when you have to state a problem, be calm, have a smile. The moment you get hostile with the person concerned, I don't think the person will be willing to help you out, because they get defensive. They want to attack you back in return. And last but not the least, be calm. To help me in this situation, I am going to have a role play. The role play is, I am traveling in the Shatabdi Express to Chennai. Today morning, I have been given an assignment, and I've been told to present it in the afternoon. I have not had much time. I intentionally took the Shatabdi Express, knowing that it's an air conditioned coach and I won't be disturbed. I opened my laptop. A young teenager in front of me starts speaking loudly on a cell phone. Ladies and gentlemen, please help me welcome Madhuri for the whole place.
Hello, yeah, tell me what happened.
Nothing.
What? You have got to be kidding me.
Good morning, lady.
Huh. What?
Good morning, lady.
No, just never mind. Huh?
Excuse me,
Just 1 minute, hold on. Yes?
your cell phone is disturbing me. I have a project to do. Can you please switch it off?
If you don't mind, could you go somewhere else instead? Yeah. No, my God, you have got to be kidding me. How can she go out with him?
Excuse me, young lady.
Oh, please, just hold on. Yes?
I appreciate the solution that you have given me. I have a problem at hand. I have come to a project by afternoon. I am working on a laptop. Your conversation is disturbing me. Will you be kindly, if you would shift that side, I will be very happy.
Just 1 minute. Yeah. No, just tell me. No, nothing happened. Oh no, my God.
Excuse me, young lady.
You know, I'll never be able to finish this. Just hold on.
Sorry to be a bother, but I repeat, your telephone conversation is disturbing me. Will you be kind enough to switch it off, please?
Just 1 minute. No, just 1 minute. If you don't mind, can you simply exchange the ticket with someone else and sit with the
Actually, I intend to do that, but the issue is there's connectivity only here from a laptop here. What I would like to tell you is I have to finish this project by afternoon and the next is 2 o'clock. Your phone call is disturbing me and I'm afraid in this time of decision I will lose my job if you can't speak.
Just 1 minute. This is getting so irritating. I don't understand why people are like this. Even when you travel in an AC train. Just 1 minute. Then I'm making exchange. Someone else. Oh, see, sir, he cannot give me his ticket. So if you don't mind, can I continue my conversation? I'm going to sit next to the window, please. Yeah.
Young lady.
Just one minute, hold on. You know what? I'll just, no. You cannot believe this. There is this man who's trying to irritate. Just 1 minute, hold on. I'll go. Yeah. No, I'll call you from the top. Yeah.
I'm sorry to bother you again. I understand that young people always need to talk on their phone. I understand you're a very smart lady. If you need a job any point of time, here's my card. Please get in touch with me. Right now, if I have to hold on to my job, you need to help. I am the age of your father, and I assume that the same situation you will be in a helping mood. All I need is half an hour of your time. If you switch off, the train takes 6 hours to reach Chennai. After that, you can talk as much as you wish, as loud as you can. Will you please help me this time?
Yes.
Thank you. Please give a round of applause. Toastmasters, this conversation between me and Madhuri was not rehearsed. I had just told her what I told you. We tried to make it as natural as possible. Madhuri, I want your opinion of how I handled you and how effective it was in terms of able to assert myself effectively by not disturbing you or by not being rude or something like that. What do you feel? Did the conversation go effectively?
Yes, I did. You did tell me in a very polite way to go somewhere else or keep quiet over the phone.
And I will take an audience opinion whether the approach which I stated initially went on the way it should. Was it effective? And you can tell me effective or areas where you thought it would be more effective. Did I follow the approach? Any feedback from the audience I'm ready to take. Mr. Ram, yes.
Somewhere during the conversation you said that you would lose your job. Now, assuming that she is a total stranger, that of course is the consequence that you are talking about. But to a total stranger, how does it matter whether you are losing the job or not?
It's stating a feeling. It's telling my feeling to the stranger.
Okay, then probably the consequence part of it to her
Yeah.
is probably not touched on.
The consequences is on a positive side to my. I don't tell her, if you do not, I will get you thrown off the train. That's a negative consequence. The consequence I tell is about to me. The moment I give a negative consequence, they are not willing to act. Then she may ask me to take a walk.